Good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. It's Monday. We talk about the political happenings of the week. To join me this Monday on that discussion is Dr. David MATSANGA, Pan-African Forum Chairman. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good morning, Daktari. Can you hear me?
Do you hear me yourself?
I'm hearing you well.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, viewers across the continent of Africa. Thank you very much for watching CAS TV now today. I am on this program. Thank you. Good morning, all viewers in Kenya.
Yeah, I know, Daktari, you are well abreast of many matters. Let's start with this one that's really burning this particular morning. The issue of lack of fuel. What are your thoughts about this, about the fuel crisis we seem to be undergoing?
First of all, the fuel issue is not only in Kenya, but the one of Kenya is actually divided into three categories. The Kenyan fuel market has been heaped with too many brokers and the middlemen. So we have too many brokers before the fuel reaches a petrol station. There are too many brokers in the middle, and there are too many middlemen, brokerage. The politics of brokerage surrounds fuel like it surrounds any other institution that we see in Kenya. So politics of brokerage is what has caused the problem that we see right now in Kenya on the question of the fuel. Two, the fuel in Kenya is overtaxed by several taxes, levies, which you must look. That's why people wonder, why is the fuel in Uganda very cheap, and yet Uganda passes its fuel from here? It is because in Uganda, the taxes of fuel, there are fewer taxes on fuel in Uganda, about two of them. But here, we have other people, the National Oil Corporation, the what, the tax regulatory what, and the what, and the what. So many organizations and so many institutions. You see?
I'm hearing you.
That have cleared themselves, cramped themselves around the fuel process, like they do in fertilizer. You saw the fertilizer crisis was becoming huge. A bag of fertilizer was costing 8,000 shillings. But when the government stepped up, it reduced the subsidy. It gave them the subsidy. It's now about 3,000 something shillings. So it is a matter of people who hoard in order to get more tomorrow, because there's a crisis that you will say it is Ukraine. The government says there's plenty of fuel in town, in the country. Then why are we having blue-eyed court men?
There is the talk of government subsidy. The government has been cushioning us from high prices, and you have alluded, of course, to the high taxes that we get. And even in comparison, people who are in border towns right now are driving into Uganda. They're getting fuel at 125, 127, Somalia. And those of us that are far from the borders do not have that luxury. However, just from a Pan-African Forum perspective, what's the worst case scenario if the fuel persists, shortage? And what if tomorrow, when they give us fuel back, they come back and, because the grapevine is saying that, the oil marketers are saying the prices are too high, they want prices to go up so that they can get their profits. And what if they come back and they are selling fuel at, say, 175 or 160 shillings per liter? What do you think would portend, what would be the eventuality, and how would government be able to get us out of this mess, in your opinion?
Why do you think I have told you already that there are people who hoard in order to get maximum profit out of the situation. I was explaining the third one. The second, that there are too many taxes or agencies surrounding the fuel. As soon as it lands in Mombasa, it is loaded with so many taxes. By the time it reaches the pump, the man is paying so much. And then there is a general international oil crisis with the crisis in Ukraine and other parts. It is affecting the money market and the markets, and the fluctuation of prices, and the crude oil is also, not reaching the people as it would be. That is another possibility. The last possibility is lack of patriotism. People are not patriotic. People just want to punish the government. People want actually to shout. The prices are high everywhere. In London, the prices are very high. It's very, very expensive to live in London at the moment in the city. If you have a family there, you must be prepared to cough quite a lot of money. Some of us are paying cash. We are paying a lot of money, my dear brother, to survive, for the families to survive in London. So the cost is not only in the high cost, the high standard of living, or the high cost of living is not only in Kenya, it is everywhere. There is a bite. And actually some of these European countries will be worse than even Kenya, because they depend on the biggest producer of oil, which is Russia. And Russia is at war.
Before I rush us into another topic, because our time is not so much, do you think that this situation will persist in your political crystal ball? What do you think is going to play out here in the next week or so?
It's discipline. We must get discipline. We must get trade officers to go and inspect those people who hike the prices. In the Ministry of Trade, there is a trade officer who must know how many shops, what prices are being sold, commodities, government. There are regulations, but nobody follows the regulations. All what you follow in these countries, you condemn Uhuru up to the end. We shall be condemning Uhuru Kenyatta up to heaven, or wherever we go, hell. Because Uhuru Kenyatta cannot become a market officer, a trader cannot become a trade officer in the Ministry of Trade. He has put their ministry. These trade officers earn salary. They should be going outside in every district county. If they find a man has increased the price of a commodity, they should call in police. They have powers to close the shop or terminate the license. Those rules are laid.
Daktari, in your prediction, what do you...
These rules are laid here. They are in this constitution. Why don't you abide by it? You blame Uhuru. For you not reading the constitution, you are blaming Uhuru.
Yeah, I'm not asking about blame right now. I'm just asking, in your opinion, what do you think this situation will end? Will we end at fuel with higher prices? Will we end at government saying, let's remove some taxes? Are we going to end up... What do you think is going to happen in the next 2-3 days?
At the moment, you expect the prices to be a bit higher. Not everybody is, every country, everywhere, even Uganda prices have gone up a bit. People are crying there. Yes. Tanzania, we have to brace ourselves for the worst. Yes.
Yeah, tough times ahead. Okay, quickly, let me ask. BBI, what happened? In just
Why
short.
are you asking quickly? Are we ending now?
Are we what?
Are we ending now? You are saying quickly. Are we ending? I've just begun.
We're not ending now. No, I said very quickly because I see we have about 17 minutes, but we have two very interesting topics to cover. One is the issue of what happened at the Supreme Court. The other one is the issue of what happened with political violence. But I want us to talk about the BBI issue first. You are a proponent of BBI. And
yes,
they are now saying that reggae is now dead. What is your opinion of the verdict that came from the Supreme Court?
No. It is people like you who are saying reggae is dead. because you are going to thank me later. You will thank Uhuru Kenyatta later. You have seen what happened in your place, near your place in the Rift Valley. The people.
Let's talk about BBI. I'm coming there.
Oh, yeah, that's an example. I cannot do without explaining what scenarios you are going to expect. The scenarios, if the BBI reggae is dead, look at the scenario of you hitting an entire helicopter of a presidential candidate in case he was on air, and that it can land, it can create damage, it can, injure the people, the man. Then what chaos do you expect? Some people are blaming Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta was telling you the truth. Uhuru Kenyatta said, in case something happens to Raila, we might not have a country.
I'm coming to that.
No, wait.
On BBI, Daktari.
In case something happens to Ruto, we might not have a country. BBI, I told you here that there is no basic structure in any constitution. All articles, I have the constitution here. I have this one. I'm the one who was alerting Ugandans on this one. 1995, I was on BBC. I warned them that there is nothing like a basic structure. This constitution can be amended anytime. This constitution of Kenya can be amended anytime. When you say BBI is dead, BBI won. You can now amend this constitution tomorrow if there was time. So BBI won. Tell me where BBI lost. Yes, BBI lost where? You are only saying that BBI lost on a contentious issue.
You not have been the one who began there?
Yeah,
the
whether
process.
Kenyatta, let me come there. Whether Kenyatta is not a Kenyan. Kenyatta came from planet Venice.
No, that was not the issue. The issue was, as the president, yes, he will need to start that as a citizen.
The president, but the president came from Venice or Mars. Kenyatta is an alien, is it? So he can only eat some things and not eat some. Kenyatta can eat grapes, but made in
they are trying to do, Daktari. Wasn't it? Let me just ask this question. Wasn't what they are trying to do to make sure that, that when you are president, that when you are, popularizing what you would call a citizens' initiative, they're just trying to make sure that they demarcate the fact that in your role as citizen, then as president, your office does not unduly influence the process of a citizen. So they tell you, as a president, the way we cannot prosecute you, the way we cannot, take you to court, in the same manner, there are certain things, wananchi, you cannot also be involved in. Wananchi are the ones who have to start it at their level. It's removing the office from the process. Don't you see that way?
What is Article 38 of the Constitution say? The Article 37(8) of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya said, every citizen is Kenyatta from Mars or Venice. I'm asking. Answer me. Or Kenyatta came from Mars.
Citizen of Kenya. No one doubts that.
Yes, go ahead. He is allowed to participate in forming a political party, to participate in activities of or recruitment of members or any political party. 3, to campaign for political party or cause. Then you come obnoxious, an obnoxious constitution. You come to 255. You block the president. Behind here, you have said we Kenyans, the sovereign. Allah, what type of life is there? Tell me. I agree with Dungu analysis. Kenyatta is not an alien. Kenyatta is a Kenyan.
Not an ordinary one.
Mr. Chebukati works under Kenyatta.
Ordinary Kenyan.
Is Chebukati an ordinary Kenyan?
No, because he's an umpire.
Who signs the papers for Chebukati?
It signs himself. But you see, you
no,
are
no,
refusing that the presidency gives you something else.
I am telling you there is double standard in the Constitution.
Therefore, what you're saying in terms of double standards.
Double standard in the Constitution of Republic of Kenya. So for the judges, the 5 judges or 6 judges saying Kenyatta is not a Kenyan, they are wrong. The only thing is that they're in the Supreme Court. Therefore, for me, my message, quick one, I'm going ahead to seek a good opinion so that students in Kenya one day can go and run and say a man from the Commonwealth went to seek an opinion in East African Court of Justice for interpretation, not for changing anything. But I want a good opinion. Is Kenyatta not a Kenyan? Did you choose a president who came from Mars or planet Mars or Mercury or Venice? Maybe we are choosing an alien. Maybe Article 38 allows Kenyatta to be part of the political party, but it doesn't allow Kenyatta again to be able to talk about his political party, which direction it goes. Is it? Is it? Is it? Tell me. I am reasoning as a lawyer here, and I studied law.
That decision was agreed on by judges of the High Court, agreed on by the Appeal Court judges, and then upheld by the highest judicial body in the land.
Let me tell you, which school I did not go to. Those 5 judges, they went to which school?
See, but they are judges. We have to abide at the end of the day.
But I went to better school also.
Sorry?
My school of thought. Yes, I went to a better university. Yes, they also went to university, but I went to a university. And my professor told me there is nothing in the Constitution which is supreme. Every article in the Constitution takes you to jail in committee if you break it through the penal code. Am I wrong?
Okay.
Last week, what did I tell you about your children on the road to Mombasa? If you break the law is very clear. NEMA will catch you for having done short call on the road. You have violated the Constitution. Isn't it? You are killing part of the Constitution of Kenya. Therefore, I won on that one. You should have begun by actually congratulating me, because I've been teaching you here, kumbe unachukua school fees, you take my school fees, you take even the...
I need to talk about political violence. No. I need to talk about political violence. We only have 9 minutes, and we need to talk about political violence.
We can't even have 20 minutes.
We don't have to. We saw what happened in Iten, Cabernes. Very unfortunate what happened to the presidential candidate Raila Odinga. There have both sides of the divide have come out to condemn the issue. The presidential candidate William Ruto even came out and apologized for what happened to Honorable Raila Odinga. Of course, investigations are going on as to how it came about and all that. But you know, you have mentioned here yourself before. You know, you talked about it and you said you should not be accused of wishing Kenyans bad, but you did say yes, that where we are going to was not a good place. Given the fact that we have seen this particular incident, and of course we had seen another one just a few months ago in Kisumu, we had seen another one I think in Nyeri. Given these incidences, what do you think, how seriously do you think all presidential candidates and we as the people of Kenya should take these matters going forward, and how should we play out before the next elections?
You want me to be frank? I'm always frank on your television. If I was a Kenyan, I would ask my president at the moment and ask him, President, don't allow this election to take place. Let's go back, reconcile first, think about reconciliation. Let's heal our wounds. Let's be together. The country is polarized now. Very, very polarized. It's cut into two parts. Your man from the Rift Valley. I condemn violence, whether it's from Kondele, or from Rift Valley, or from any quarter. I condemn it. I'm not part of that stupidity of violence. I hate it because I've been a victim of violence, of conflict. That's why I'm still here. I'm out here because of the violence and the conflicts that took place in my country. So I don't want to hear anybody talk about violence. But let's come back to reality. What causes this hyper because of an election? What causes it? It's because of the presidential vote. Why can't Kenyans do one? They go back to their constitution and arrange that they can do the one election first, manage it. The election has been badly managed, prepared, arranged, logistically supplied wrongly. Can we agree there? I've been telling you here, up to now, there is no voters register displayed anywhere. Do you know whether you're a voter or not?
To verify. You know? I'm waiting for verification.
It is not there. 6 months.
Bye.
We should have got that 6 months in advance. Where is it? Where is it? Tell me. It is not there. And the Chebukati says he still does not have 11,000 polling stations without transmission, without access to internet. So tell me, he's saying he doesn't have enough money to run certain projects. Tell me, what went wrong with us? What killed Kenya? When it comes to elections, Kenyans are not very sincere. On elections, sir, they are not sincere. Tuambiane ukweli, si ndio? We have not been sincere on elections. We make an election that is going to cause a war. This election can cause war, can cause conflict. It's badly arranged, badly managed.
Postpone it.
If I were a Kenyan, I would ask my president to postpone it.
No, there are Kenyans who feel, Daktari, that, you know, okay, like for example, last weekend's incident, there are those who feel it's a few people and it was sporadic.
It's not, my friend.
And they say, okay, let's take care of those few bad elements. The majority of us are peace-loving anyway.
Okay.
You know,
if you have done what we call cluster management and a cluster sampling. Let's take sampling. That is a sample in Rift Valley. Take that sample in Kondele or Kisumu or Nyanza, where they hear that you wanted to kill Raila. What happens? Take that example in other parts. When they hear you want to kill a hustler, what happens? You see the problem? We have planted the seeds of discord amongst the population. We planted the hustler dynasty situation. Ruto planted it here. Ruto planted it here. He said he is a man, a son of a poor man, sitting near a son of a rich man. When I grew up, Onyango with butter shoes, you remember that? Telling it before the priests who had come for breakfast prayer. This guy planted the seeds of class struggle in Kenya. He's now killing Kenya. What is killing Kenya is class struggle. Don't ask me too many questions. You have already created a class struggle And Ruto is the one who created a class struggle. He says those people have eaten your money. He said Uhuru Kenyatta has eaten the money. He said Raila Odinga has eaten the money. He says Moi, Gideon Moi, those are the people. I am very poor. I'm a very poor hustler. Yet he has even also stolen huge money without even building a factory here. He had double-crossed his business partners to accumulate. If you stand in the way, he can even finish you. So is that a man who has created the trouble for this country? Is Ruto. And it is Ruto, if this country burns, it is him. Because he created the national...
Bring it down on one individual, Daktari.
No, it's not one individual. It is the Hasara narrative. The Hasara narrative belongs to one individual.
About, bottom up, coming from the bottom to the top.
Who brought the bottom up? Who brought the Hasara narrative? Who brought the dynasty? It is Ruto. Did you hear Uhuru Kenyatta talk about dynasty? Allah, where watch?
We are even out of time, Daktari.
Yes, you should ask another question.
We are out of time. What are your closing remarks?
My closing remarks is that this last week, BBI was the best way, the best redemption strategy. I have been talking to you about the redemption strategy for 4,926 times. Today, the 26th time of that is today. I've been counting every day I talk about redemption. I put down a tick. Now you lost that chance. Now you lost the opportunity. Now you have lost everything, any moral compass. You are just autopilot. You don't know what you want to do. You want to go in an election which is already mad, gerrymandered with too many difficulties. You are going to have a problem. I pray to God, I pray Almighty God that this does not happen to this country called Kenya. That's my prayer. I pray that people unite and focus and do it. But the election has been badly managed, badly arranged, badly prepared, with so many court cases still hanging in court on election petition and participants. That is not the election that I've ever monitored. Elections that I've ever monitored across the world, including, do you know where East Timor is? Have you ever been to East Timor? Do you know geography?
I know where East Timor is, yes.
Where is it?
It's in Asia.
It's in Asia, Indonesia. Be specific, in the Pacific, in Indonesia. I monitor the election there. But this is not the type of election that I could see in Kenya. This is badly arranged. It can produce chaos. People are not happy. People are upset. People are upset. You have gone to insult your own president. You insult Uhuru Kenyatta every day. For what?
We were closing, Daktari.
You gave him a mandate. Why do you insult Uhuru Kenyatta? Because the deputy president did not abide by 48 rules of power. A boss is always a boss. Thank you. A boss is always a boss. I hope I will hear that at the end. Don't cut it off.
We end it on that note. Thank you so much. It's 59 minutes. We've shot over the time a bit, but do stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.